Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother.
Fuck the media. Welcome aboard, everybody. Early morning podcast here. Just a few observations on the big vice presidential debate last night. I'm sure you were all just glued to your television sets. Remember back when George W. Bush was the nominee for the Republican Party, and he hadn't chosen a vice presidential running mate, and there was all kinds of speculation, who's it going to be, and the media was all over itself wondering who he was going to pick, if he was going to pick somebody with enough gravitas. Remember that word? That was when that word was brought into the political lexicon. I personally think it's an awful word, gravitas. Some pointy-headed media pseudo-intellectual thought they were going to be real intelligent and use a big 25-cent frickin' word, gravitas. But it was constantly talked about, gravitas. And, he picked Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney brings the gravitas. It was all about the vice presidential pick of a presidential candidate, how important it is. And then we can fast forward to the vice presidential debates of the past couple years with Barack Obama. And I just heard this yesterday, leading up to the big debate last night, about how, Barack Obama lost his first debate against, who was it? Mitt Romney, yeah. I'm sorry, names are running together. I'm in a bit of a zombie-like state this morning, so bear with me. I have not had a lot of sleep in the past few days, so a little bit a little bit of trouble trying to get things moving here. But Mitt Romney beat Barack Obama in the first debate, and then in the vice presidential debate, Paul Ryan came back and won, and it was a big deal. And this is going to give President, at the time, candidate Obama a big boost. But now, fast forward to today, the present time, and Mike Pence wins last night, hands down, in a oversampled, leaning Democrat CNN ORC poll. Mike Pence beats Tim Kaine 48% to 42%, and it's no big deal. It don't mean nothing. Yeah, and people don't give a shit about the vice president and who that don't mean nothing. That's all I'm hearing all morning. God, you guys are so hypocritical. You really are. Depending on who it is that's doing well or not doing well, your tune changes. You and the media, you just are so despicable. It's just amazing to watch this year. And now other people are saying what I've been saying here for how long, about how this year it's so glaringly obvious that the media is in the tank for one particular ideology, which happens to be the liberal progressive movement, that they're not even holding back anymore. And last night and this morning across CNN's airwaves, it couldn't have been more evident. So Mike Pence wins. Tim Kaine kind of, I don't know, goes off. He kind of just, I heard it referred to by one person, Anna Navarro. If you don't know who she is, she's just a peach. She's just a lovely, lovely woman. She was making a comment about how he was like one of these Midwestern white boys who came into a Cuban restaurant and drank Cuban coffee for the first time. He was bouncing off the walls. Nice racist comment, Miss Navarro, but I digress. Tim Kaine loses, and this morning the press's job, the media's job, is to come out and cover all of the things that Tim Kaine didn't get done last night. That's their job. But yet, go back to the presidential debate, and Donald Trump loses. Oh, he lost. Was it their job to cover all the stuff that Trump didn't get to? No, they went and covered all the stuff that they didn't feel Hillary got to with Trump. Well, she didn't say this and she didn't say that. She missed some opportunities. And that's all I heard last night and this morning is Tim Kaine say, here's some of the things that Kaine didn't get to. And then the obligatory playing over and over ad nauseum, racist, bigot, homophobe, sexist, piece of shit. That's all it is. That's all the fucking left has to run on. It seems like every year. But Rod, the reason why you hear it every year is because it's true. No, it's not. It's not true. Republicans, conservatives, people who lean to the right are not racist, homophobe, bigot, sexist, misogynist. Come on. That argument's getting a little old. Which brings me to my point, what this election is all about. I've come to a new epiphany and conclusion just this morning listening to all the gobbledygook that is being thrown back and forth by the mouths and the elite media intellectuals. Here's what this election is about. This election is about words. It is. It's about words. It's not even about ideology. It's not so much about who's got the best plan for the American people. It's not even about making America great again. It's about words. It's about what we believe as Americans the language should be in our country. And who we want at the top setting the standard for language and what can and cannot be said and how it should be said and what phrases can be uttered and how they should be uttered and what phrases and words should not be spoken because of how they make people feel. If you say it a certain way, that makes me feel bad. And I don't like to feel bad, so I don't want a person in the White House that's going to talk and make me feel bad. What fucking bunch of pussies we are. That's what this election has become. I saw it last night in the debate. Mike Pence did a great job. I'll give him credit. Mike Pence did a fantastic job in the debate. Kept his cool, spoke nicely, didn't take the bait. Tim Kaine interrupting, a little bit off his rocker. And today, many in the press are like, that's what it reminds us of a better time. People on the right, Republicans, conservatives. Mike Pence, that's why couldn't he be at the top of the ticket? That's what I miss. That kind of conservative. Yeah, that kind of conservative like Mitt Romney who got fucking stomped. Like John McCain who got fucking stomped. Come on, people. The reason why the media misses the kind of conservative that Mike Pence is, and this is not to take away from Mike Pence, because Mike Pence is just who every other cookie-cutter conservative has been for the past 40 frickin' years. Maybe not that long, 20 at least. Pussies! When it comes to language. Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, don't be mean. Don't say things a certain way that make people feel bad. Don't talk about real things. And if you do talk about a real thing, make sure you say it and parse your words correctly so nobody gets upset or thinks you might mean something else. Because if they do, then they're going to call you names like misogynist, homophobic, xenophobic, every other phobic. Don't be careful. You know what the media... That's the kind of conservative that the media wants and the establishment Republicans want back. Because it makes them feel better because of the way they use their words. Donald Trump doesn't use words the way a typical politician does. He talks like you and I do. Here's the way I look at it. You got a major plumbing problem in your home. You got shit backed up all over. Your house stinks like sewer. You can't get it to stop. You had Joe Blow plumber down the street, the guy you could get that wasn't booked to the fucking hilt. God, I should have become a plumber. Those guys are always busy, right? You call the guy you can get, and he's not real great, but he comes in and tries it, and he doesn't get the job done. Your house still has shit flowing through it. So, finally, you hold your nose, and you call the plumber that is the best at what he does. He's a great fucking plumber. You know he'll get the job done. He's not the greatest guy in the world. He may be a little rough around the edges and talk. He comes in your house, he's probably got plumber crack hanging out. He's scratching places he shouldn't scratch. He maybe stinks a little bit. Uses some foul language in front of your children. You're like, God, he's awful, but he's such a good plumber. At least I know the shit will quit flowing through my home. That's Donald Trump. That's where America's at, or at least a good portion of them are. You know what? He doesn't talk like the rest of these namby-pamby pussy politicians do. He doesn't parse his words. He may not know everything about everything because he's not a lifelong politician. But you know what? He's a businessman, and he's built shit, and he knows how to fix shit. And I'm tired of my country being fucking broken and broke. So let's give this guy a shot. We've already had enough of 8 years of the other guy who said hope and change, and we didn't get any of it. We already had enough of the other guy 8 years before that who said, hey, lower taxes, and we're going to family values. We had that shit, and that didn't fucking work. Let's try something else. That's what it is. Yeah, he's a little rough around the edges. He doesn't say things right. He doesn't make people feel good. Just this morning they're bitching about, he's talking about PTSD, and he's talking about, some people are strong and can handle it, and other people aren't strong and can't handle it. Yeah, that's a pretty common sense approach to PTSD. But no, everybody's losing their fucking minds now because he's saying that people aren't strong. And that doesn't mean just because it doesn't mean that. And that's insensitive. And my son, really, again, with the words and context and taking shit out of context. I'm so sick of people fighting over language in this country. You want to live in a world where people say things, your leaders tell you things and make you feel good, but reality is something that is totally different? Well, you just go ahead and keep on sticking your head in the sand and telling yourself, it's going to be okay. I'd much rather have somebody who is maybe a little rough around the edges, but tells me like it is. And doesn't mince his words, so at least I know. For how long have we been hearing the same old tired song of politicians saying one thing and doing another? It's our biggest bitch in the electorate. We're sick of politicians who are full of shit. They say nice things, and it sounds really good. They're good speakers, but they're awful fucking leaders. Look at the shit we've gotten ourselves into over the past 20 years. People want something different. You'd rather have a plumber who's a little bit questionable, but know damn well he's going to get the job done, than some cut-rate dude who's going to come in and tell him how great he's going to do, but not really ever fix the problem. And you still can't take a dump because your toilet's plugged. No, the vice presidential debate doesn't mean anything this year. It has almost every year in the past, but not this year. Nah. I wonder if they'd have said the same thing had Tim Kaine mopped the floor with Mike Pence's ass. I wonder if they'd have been saying that. I think it would have been a whole different story. That's why I frickin' despise the media. Tim Kaine wins last night, and it's all about, oh, well, this is it for Trump. This will give Hillary Clinton a huge boost. Can Trump come back from this? I'm not hearing any of that this morning. All I'm hearing is how it doesn't matter. Nobody really cared about it.